Welcome, respected friends, for this study of this glorious text, Yoga, Vaashishtha Maha Ramayanam. Appreciations to you that you are able to make it and consistently listen to this sublime text to topic subject. And this is the way our intellects get matured spiritually as it happens, the intellectual maturity in whichever the field we expose our intellect to. Exposed to politics, you know them. Sports, your intellect gets matured there. About any sciences, worldly things, wherever. Human beings' minds or intellects are so beautiful, sophisticated, wherever you expose that knowledge, that maturity, that openings, those subtleties come. But then what learning leads to liberation, we must know. So the Adhyatmika Jnana always is highly rewarding and evolving, therefore always suggestible to expose to these beautiful things. So welcome you all. We are studying the third Utpatthi Prakaranam, in that the Leelopakhyanam told by Vaashishtha ji to Rama, where Leela Saraswati Samvada through that Brahma Tattva Pratishtha or yes, establishing Brahma Tattva and Jagan Mithyatva we have seen. As per Leela's request, mother takes her to this Chitta Akasha and then they are doing the Viharana in so many lokas, Sukshma lokas. You know, when I was seeing it, I felt like in a cinema also, a serious story is going on. Suddenly in between, a song is put or any some lighter subject is put, isn't it? For the audience to get little bit entertained. वेरी सीरियस मूवी बट सडनली कोई कॉमेडी आता है कोई सिनेमा गाना आता है ऐसा कुछ हियर ऑल्सो वेरी अद्भुत serious Vedantic subject going on in between for our entertainment and more than that information. We are just taken along with Mother Saraswati and Leela through the ride to various lokas. Very entertaining it is, very interesting. It's informative because it tells us that as a jiva, other than this Manushya Martya Loka, in the Stula Sharira, I can go to different lokas with different shariras and live different experiences. Mind you, by now, with this much of listening Vedanta, this must be clear to us that with our prarabdha, let us say if I have entered into a crow body, so I'll be in the crow life. The crows, their relation, their food, their fear, their flying, their cry, shouting, their travel, a totally different world hota hai. If I become a mendak, then that has its own group of mendaks to stay with. You understand? If I kabutar, wo alag hai. If I become a deer, I am a jiva. My prarabdha destined me to enter into a jiva, a deer sharira. So I will be in that different world. This is how the whole world of jivas. We have to expand to this understanding that we are someone other than jiva, other than the sharira, the jivas. Little higher we go, even that jiva bhava also is a concept. We are always the infinite, one without second, Brahman. The jiva, till he exposes to this Brahma Jnana, through his karma, to experience the karma phala, different shariras he goes through. You and I are like that. You and I now listen to Vedanta, get interested about that Adhisthana Brahma, beyond which there is no other knowledge that is to be gained. When we get that knowledge more and do sadhanas, possible sadhanas, when we do, little more we evolve in our equipments to become fit for the higher sadhanas. Then the next life, next life. In that way, every life when we are inclined only to the Tattva Shravana, Tattva Chintana, Tattva Vichara, our ability grows, our qualification grows to go nearer and nearer to the Tattva Anubhuti. In one of the lives, we are fully matured Paripakva. The Guru comes, gives us Tattvamasi Mahavakyopadesha with sufficient data. We through contemplation, then we just get out of all the upadhi tadatmya, realizing ourselves to be Sachidananda Adhisthana Brahma, Kelkatam Dukkanma. Okay? So good that these all Shastras are adding up to our intellectual informations. Right? This is spiritual knowledge. World also, when you expose, you get those knowledges also. But see that the intellect mind are freed from all those things because usme bandhan hi hai, filled with these things because these help us in evolution. Start Mangalacharana Shloka. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo. Om Yairime Gurubhi Purvam. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam. Om Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Ramanama Varanane. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatetam Gaganasadrusham Tattvamasyaadilakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatetam Triguಣरहितं Sadgurum Tam Namami. Parabrahmane Shrutimatre Samasta Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidya Acharyebhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Sri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Vasishtha Vishwamitra Valmiki Vedavyasa Vamadeva Naradadi Yoga Vasishtha Maharamayanadi Shastranam Acharyebhyo Namaha. Sankalpaha तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुति स्मृति पुराण इतिहास संतवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं तत्रोक्त ऋषि मुनि गुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्माद् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृतेः धर्म मोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठा अवाप्त्यर्थं अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थं अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री राम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति मोक्ष प्रकरण ग्रंथस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः. ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः. ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शन दृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः. स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरेवनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः. दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभाति अवभाषात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः. ओम सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग् ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखगनं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविला. ओम तस्मै श्री गुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे. विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहम्. तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नता स्मः पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर् जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरभिकलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिम् अमुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये परब्रह्मणे श्रुति ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री वशिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः। श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम लीलोपाख्याने लीला प्रज्ञा आकाश गमनम गगन वर्णन नाम चतुर्विंशतितम सर्गः। श्री वशिष्ठ उवाच. So friends, yesterday we have seen up to shlokas, I believe 12 or 13 or 14. Okay, what is described in these mantras is the Akasha in which they are doing Gamana. Mother Saraswati is in Prajna Jnana Sharira, Leela is Dhyana Prapta Ativahika Sharira with the Chitta aware about Saraswati Mata, about their travel, about the lokas they are going to see, and also the Girigrama Nagara. That Chitta of Leela is no more with the Stula Sharira, Stula Indriyas, Stula Bhautika Jagat. So, in that way, they are traveling. Keep that in mind every day. Okay. Then, if you see from again, 10th mantra onwards, we'll just browse through. Adrushta Anyonyam Sarvasankatakotaram Apuryamanam Ashunyam Jagat Kotishatairapi. See, Adrushta Anyonyam. So, mutually together, they have not seen it. Saraswati mother has seen that. But for Leela, it is first time. Together also first time. Therefore, Anyonyam Adrishtapuru. Sarva Sankata Kotaram. So, that space may the different lokas worlds are so clustered some places. Apuryam Anam filled with them. At still Ashunyam Jagat Koti Shatairapi Koti Shatai Jagat. See that? Hundreds and hundreds of the lokas are there, yet the space still is empty to a great extent. Padosya Vishwabhutani Tripadasya Amratan Divi. Space is infinite. In that, so many lokas. Both Bhutakasha is like that, seen to us. Chittakasha is like that. Chidakasha bhi aisi ananta hai. Okay. उपर्युपर्युच्चैः अन्यैरन्यैर् वृतं पृथक्. Higher and higher and higher worlds. As they are moving, so many lokas, one above the other, they were seeing. Yesterday we gave you example, explanation with the example of as we fly in the flight. Then Vichitravarana Akaraihi Bhutalaihi Suvimanakaihi. All the lokas having the shapes like various ornaments. And each one of them have their own vimanas for the travel of the beings there. Then Paritaha Purita Vyomnam Meru Adi Kula Bhumruta. Meru Adi Kula Parvatas covering the space. Point 1. Padmaraga Tatodyotai. Okay, Kalpa Jvala Upama Udara. The central space of those Kulachala Parvatas was like the Pralayagni Sadrusha because of the Padmaraga Manis. Kanti, which are there on the कुलाचल पर्वतास. तो पर्वतों में पद्मरागमणि कांति से वो बीच वाला जगह प्रलयाग्नि के समान है. लाइक दैट. सो टू मुक्ता शिखरम आपूरैर हिमवत सानु सुंदर. ओके. हिमवत हिमालय पर्वतास सानु the peaks sundar, each one looking like the pearls only. Pearls you have seen, original pearls. ऐसे भी होते हैं, गोल गोल भी होते हैं. डुप्लीकेट तो बहुत है, but original. Those mountains were looking white in color like the Muktamani. सब सूक्ष्म है, yeah? Not the stula. As they are stula, so are सूक्ष्म. Then कांचनाद्रि स्थलार्चिर्भिः कांचन स्थल भासुरम. So some of the mountains were glowing like that of the golden color. Because of that, the whole gold color, the space is seen. All of these things can be meditated. These things, an idea will come. Some other place, Maha Marakata Abhabhi Shadvala Sthala Neelimam. In some of the places, mountains, Maha Marakata Manis, which are green in color, therefore the Kanti coming from them, giving to that space an appearance like the Shadwala, the green fields or the lawns. Shadwala means lawns, the grass ke lawn. You can go to the different farmhouses in the rich places. They can have, each one has their own lawn, अलग अलग घास लगाते वहां. तो शाद्वल की तरह कथमणि was seen. The Kanti. All this is description of the Akasha with the various lokas of beings. Beings will be coming slowly. Varnana of the some of the beings. Okay. Next. पारिजात लता लोल विमान गण केतनम अतो मंजरिकाकारम इव वैडूर्य भूतलम. So Parijata Lata Lola Vimana Gana Ketanam. So many Vimana Ganas are there. They have the Keta. They were looking like Parijata Latas. Such things for a people who are little near proximity, appearing like Manjarika Akara on a Manjari. For others, little distance, Vaidurya Bhutalam. Bhutala covered with all Vaidurya. These are all with the science and technology of today so easy to understand. But the description of these things was given way back in Treta Yuga itself. Any group of people, very proximity से आप देखते हो, solid individuals, different from each other. Go far away and start seeing, the look will be different. Anything. An airport may flights. When you see them being in the airport, when you see them from the flight, so to the trains, so to the number of buses in bus stand, or so many clustered, highly raised buildings. When you see from the above the sky, looks change. They won't appear same. Same way, the Vimanas having their Ketana looking like Parijata Lata or like the Vanamanjaris or like the Vaidurya Bhutala description from when they are seeing from distance and from near Japa. And they are moving in their own space. Then now come the some description of some of the jivas, subtle jivas, beings. Mani. Manovega Mahasiddha Jitavata Gamagamam Vimana Deva Stri Geyavadya Sa Ghum Ghumam. As they were flying, traveling, they could see Mahasiddha, great Siddhas. They are moving with what speed? Manovega. Manojavam, Hanumanji ki tarah. Manovega, those Siddhas are going with their speed. Jitavata Gamagamam. They have conquered the speed of the Vayu. Vayu is very fast, but Mana is more speed than the Vayu. Na? So they were traveling with Manovega, conquering the speed of the Vayu. Those Siddhas could be seen by them. They are seen by them. You and I also in that higher level arrays, we can see the Siddha Purushas moving all of that. Yogi Ganas, Jiva Ganas, variety of them. We are in Bhutakasha Tadatmya with Stula Shariradi, therefore we can't see. But they are in different level. So they are seeing Siddha Purushas moving with Vayu Manovega, conquering the Vega of Vayu. Then Vimana Gruha. So many Vimanas, no? In the Vimana, there are Gruha. One Vimana Pushpaka of Ravana, we think it is great. ऐसे both है. Vimana Gruha. Like your boat houses. The lake. यहाँ भी ले आ रहे कहीं. वैसे विजयवाड़ा boat house they want to put. So they are all plain houses. Vimana Gruha. Devastri. In them, the Devata Stris. Geya Vadyasa Ghumghumam. So they are singing and they are playing the instruments. That Ghum Ghuma Dhvani. They could very conspicuously listen. From each of the Vimana, different sounds. Geya Vaditra. Easy to understand, you and I. We have to be surprised about the presence of these lokas beings in the Sukshmata. That's only surprise. Otherwise, those things are not new to us. If you go to a locality of clustered buildings, middle class, not higher. Higher class, mein to they always, in a different mood of meditation and silence. But ये जो लोअर क्लास मिडिल क्लास एक एक घर से कोई टीवी लगा रहा है कोई गाना गा रहा है खुद ही कोई लड़ाई कर रहे हैं कोई कुकर का आवाज आ रहा है यू कैन सी सो लाइक दैट विमान घन द विमेन folk they were three they are playing Gita they are playing Vadya singing and instruments that they could listen Sukshma Lokasa then Trailokyavarabhutauga Sanchara Viralantaram so Anyonya Drushta Sanchara Surasura Kula Kulam so Trailokya Varabhuta Oga Sanchara all the Sukshma highly evolved jivas मूविंग हियर एंड देयर शरीर छोड़कर आए वहां नए शरीर में जाना है कोई इधर जा रहा है कोई इधर जा रहा है जैसे बस स्टैंड रेलवे स्टेशन एक बस उतरा दूसरे बस चढ़ने से पहले या when train comes thousands get down they go for some कोई कार कोई टैक्सी कोई टू व्हीलर कोई बस के लिए दिस इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग सीन्स सेम वे त्रैलोक्य वर भूत ओग संचार विरलांतरम okay means what so many are moving when they are moving that place is clustered by them crowded but the other place is still empty space is infinite then anyonya adrushta sanchara sura asura kula kula sura and asura devatas also asuras also moving there and anyonya adrushta not able to see each other or not want to see each other, like the ruling party and opposition party. They are moving there. इनको सब देख रहे हैं. So many the subtle lokas there. Okay, अन्योन्य अदृष्ट संचार सुरासुर कुलाकुलम. देवतास असुरास सूक्ष्म रूप में वो लोग घूम रहे वहां. उससे पहले त्रैलोक्य वर भूत होगा. श्रेष्ठ बीइंग्स त्रिलोक. whoever they are, all bhutas who were there earlier, जीवा मनुष्य में थे या पशु पक्षी में थे, जो भी थे सारे जीव, they are going on, moving. Then पर्यंत स्थित कूष्मांड रक्षः पैशाच मंडलम वातस्कंद महावेग वहद वैमानिक व्रजम. सो परि अंत स्थित, एक लिटिल कॉर्नर में, फ्रॉम देयर विजन, कूष्मांड रक्षः पैशाच मंडलम. The Kushmandas, the Rakshasas, the Pishacha Mandala groups are there. They have their own grouping someplace. You know? Like the terrorists have their own adda, the drunkards have their own place. वो दो क्या कहते हैं वो ड्रग्स वाले वो अपना अड्डा बना लेते हैं. Even the people, like that. कुष्मांड रक्ष पैशाच मंडलम एक तरफ. They see. Then Vata Skanda Mahavega Vahat Vaimanika Vrajam. In some places, heavy winds blowing, taking the Vimanas with them in that direction. Wantedly or unwantedly, but heavy winds blowing, diverting even the movement of the flights there. Not new. The turbulences in the plane, we can see that. They are seeing that. इतना हवा कि विमान थोड़ा इधर उधर जा, ये होता है. Even on the road, when the heavy winds come, our speeds change. Walking हो या कारों में रहो. बोट में भी आप जाओ ना, when heavy winds come, not only the current of the water, but the heavy winds, when they come, the gati of the boat is disturbed. तूफान में दोनों होते हैं, पानी का भी चलन चालन और हवा का भी. इसलिए जाओ मत कहते हैं उस समय. सो पर्यंत स्थित कूष्मांड रक्षः पैशाच मंडलम वातस्कंद महावेग वहद वैमानिक व्रजम. सो लॉट्स ऑफ planes are going up, coming down, taking turns, again navigating by the pilot, whoever are there. So that thing is going on. Like the pilots also here, if the turbulences are more, seeing it, they increase the height of the plane. थोड़ा सा ऊपर ले आते, या नहीं तो थोड़ा नीचे ले आते. There is a range for them to fly, long distances में. 22,000 फीट से 33,000 फीट के बीच में उनको 10-11,000 फीट का अप एंड डाउन करने का होता है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द विंड्स एंड टर्बुलेंसेस और क्लाउड्स, रेन्स, जो जो होते हैं. एग्जाम्पल यू ऑल नो दैट. नेक्स्ट वन, वह विमान शीतकार मुष्टिग्राह्य घन ध्वनि गृहर्क्ष घन संचारात प्रचलत वातयंत्रकम. सो वहद विमान शीतकार मुष्टिग्राह्य घन ध्वनि. So when the vimanas were traveling, शीतकारा मुष्टिग्राह्य घन ध्वनि. Okay. और वह विमान शीतकारा मुष्टिग्राह्य घन ध्वनि, the subtle clouds, they are also giving some sound, but that sound is overpowered by the sound of the flights that are traveling. Zee, zee करके ना, speed when it happens, whatever wind is there, टकराता हुआ आवाज आता है. And you all know that in flight when we travel, all doors are closed. We don't know. कोई बाहर अचानक देखोगे, अगर बाहर जाओ, बहुत भयंकर आवाज होता है of the plane with 600 km speed when it is going. वो आगे हवा है, it's all traveling in the air zone only, na? They can't go beyond the atmospheric level. Only the satellites, rockets can go. तो that टकराव के कारण भयंकर sound is overpowering the sound of clouds that they saw. Then graharksha ghana sancharat, all the planets and nakshatras, their movement also prachalad vata yantrakam is giving a special controlled movement to the wind flow as required. So the movement of the graha nakshatra decides the vayu movement also. So they can see that. Then Nikataatapadagdhalpa Siddha Siddhojjitaspadam Arkashvamukhavatasth Dagda Mugdha Vimanak. So Nikata Atapa Dagda Alpa Siddha Siddha Ujjitaspadam. So some siddhas have gone up to some height as they were going near to the Surya heat. Their siddhis are not sufficient enough to withstand to that. Therefore, hmm, they could not stand to that heat there, withdrawing from there, going to some safer places. रिस्क लेकर जाते हैं लेकिन जाने का बताता है कि उस हमारा औकात नहीं है वहां. कम बैक एवरीवेयर इट इज. गो इनटू द जंगल. आधा किलोमीटर गए फिर घना दिखता है, डर कर वापस. गो इनटू द डेजर्ट. हाफ किलोमीटर गए, एवरीथिंग अगेन दौड़ कर आ जाता. रात में अंधकार में सुनसान जगह पे जाओ, अपनी औकात जितना है, वी गो एंड कम बैक. सो टू इन स्विमिंग, हाउ मच यू गो इनटू द ओशन, थोड़ा बाद में वापस. एवरीवेयर देयर इज a limit, no? So these alpa siddha, those siddhas who have less siddhis, not a highly evolved ones, could not stand to the heat of sun. They were just going to more safer places. From there they are saying it. Like both of these, कौन, संपाति जटायु, both of them flew. After some distance, Jatayu came back. But Sampati said, I'll prove. आओ थोड़ा गया ऊपर, पंख जल गए, वो धड़ाक से गिर गया, तो he fell there near that ocean, staying there only till the Hanuman etc. went there, having shown them the way, or saying that Sita ji is there, so and so. His Shapa Vimokachana happens, he goes flying. Jatayu Sampati. Like example मैं दे रहा हूँ यहाँ कि some siddhas of lower cadre could not withstand to the heat, moving to other place. Then Arka, Bhagavan Surya's heat, Ashwamukha Vata, Bhagavan Surya's Ratha, it is being pulled by the horses, 7 of them, the names also are there. Haridashva Sahasrachi, से ग्रीन कलर घोड़े, उसके मुख से जो वायु निकल रहा है, दग्ध मुग्ध विमानकम. So many beautiful aeroplanes were getting burnt because of the sun heat and heat from the nishwasa of the horses pulling Bhagwan Surya's Ratha. तो वो रथ सप्तमी आ रहा है अगले महीने, और इसी महीने में होगा वो. So that's what they were saying also. Some of the planes are getting burnt only. Dagdha Mugdha Vimanakam. Maybe parked ones, not that people are there in it. ऐसा जो भी हो. Then what? Next, लोकपालाप्सरो वृंद संचाराचर चंचलम. देव्यंतः पुरिका दग्धा धूप धूमांबुदांबरम. So Lokapala Apsaro Vrunda. So Lokapalakas and their families and Apsaras, male and female, their groups, Sanchara, Achara, Chanchalam. They are doing Samchara, they are doing different Achara. That Chanchalata of their movement also, Sukshma Rupena, they are seeing in that space. Then Devyantah Purika Dagdha Dhupa Dhumambudambaram. So, like this Leela Rani, Apne Antapura mein, when she lights the dhupa, how the whole Antapura is filled and going out through the Gavaksha and the windows around also that smokiness is there. So that sort of smokiness in the space they could see. One place. So you imagine, इतना इधर 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 देखते जा रहे हो. All are not at one place. In their movement, they are seeing all of that. Okay. Next 22 mantra. Swargahut devastre swanga vibhrashta bhushanam samanya siddha sanghogra tejah punja tamobalam. So swaswarga ahuduta devastri. So into that swarga loka, the various devata stris were invited for giving the programs, performances, dances. So, Anga Vibhrashta Bhushanam, they are running. I'll go first, I'll go first, I'll go first. Or because called, immediately they have to present themselves. So, in that hurry running, what happened? So, Anga Vibhrashta Bhushanam. उनके शरीर से सारे भूषण गिर रहे हैं. They are seeing that. Vibhrashta Bhushanam. So, Swasvarga Ahuta Devastri, so Anga Vibhrashta Bhushanam. In that space they are watching. Then there is a group of Samanya Siddha Sangha. सिद्धास वेरी लो लेवल में है. उग्र तेज पुंज तमो बलम. सो उनका तेजस जो है वहां के तमो गुण के बल से घटता हुआ दे आर सिंह. सो सामान्य सिद्ध संघ उग्र तेज पुंज तमो बलम. देयर पावर इज ओवरपावर्ड. सिद्धीज आर ओवरपावर्ड बाय द तमो गुण. So these are all pictorial. It requires special intellect to visualize, understand and visualize. So they are with their some siddhis only reached there. But still the Prakriti never leaves. So Tamoguna is overpowering. Therefore, their siddhis they are losing as if out of the Tamoguna. In our local parlance, whatever little sadhana we have done, we could do, that's overpowered by our Tamoguna. Maybe because of excessive food we have eaten, or tired because of some travel, or spent some months together with some useless fellows, और विथ ऑल द भोग एटसेट्रा सब शक्तिहीन हो जाता है ना. तो फिर यू कैन नॉट डू योर साधना एंड ऑल. सो मेनी थिंग्स टीवी देखते बैठे तो ऑल योर तेजस गोज अवे. सो यू विल नॉट हैव द एनर्जी टू डू साधना, डिजायर टू डू साधना. बस सो जाओ ऐसा मन लगता है. तमोगुण. दैट्स व्हाई वाइज पीपल नो what induces tamas rajas in them. They keep them away. They also know what creates sattva in them. They are in that company only. They don't compromise with the sattva because in sattva only the sukshma uttama sadhanas can be done. So these samanya siddha, their tejas is overpowered by the tamas. Teja punja. Sangha ugra teja punja tamo balam. सामान्य सिद्ध संघ उग्र तेज पुंज तमोबल. उनका तमोबल को ढकने वाला उग्र, सॉरी उनका तपह पुंज को ओवरपावर करने वाला उग्र तमस, द डार्कनेस दे कुड सी. हाँ देखो मीन्स व्हाट. दिस एवोल्यूशन इज सच ए प्रोसेस बिफोर एंड बियॉन्ड दिस शरीर. टू मी एज ए जीवा चलता ही रहता है. Isn't it? The opportunities come, the abilities come, using them, whatever we do, that evolves us. If it is correct thing done, wrong thing done, we devolve. चलता ही रहता है. like in this very life, from childhood till now. How many things we have learned, we have done, we have forgotten, we did wrong things, we were suffering sometime, we succeeded, we were happy, we were praised for some good achievements, we were insulted for something. ऊपर नीचे नीचे ऊपर लहर चले जीवन की. Goes on. Ah, that's why by choice, if we are lucky, we allow this understanding to happen in us, that start studying Tattva Shastras, gain Tattva Jnana, try to reach to the Tattva. You are safest. There is only evolution, evolution. Though slow. If you leave that Tattva, if Punya Karma, Sat Karma, Yajna, Upasana, उसके opposite वाले पाप कर्म अधर्म स्वार्थ, अप एंड डाउन एरेटिक होता है हमारा ट्रैवल. सीधा हमारा होना चाहिए. दैट इज ओनली थ्रू तत्व ज्ञान तत्व साधन. If it clicks, nothing like that. Otherwise, what Leela and Saraswati seeing the beings will be there, one of them, after leaving this body, before we get another body. Or our samskaras, if they make us go that world, if they deserve us those worlds. And everywhere beyond human life, higher life, intellection, alertness will be there to understand the mistakes done, to rectify them, to conceive the higher goals and means, work towards them. Mhm. Next, Balavat Siddha Sanghatta Gamagama Vighattitaihi Ghanaihi Samshuka Parshvastha Himavan Meru Mandaram. So Balavat Siddha, ऊपर सामान्य सिद्ध बताया. Here the Balavat Siddha, highly evolved Siddha Purushas, powerful Siddhas. Like in this world, politician, highly powerful politician. Cinema actor, highly famous. Cricket player, but highly named and famed and followed. हर जगह पे बलवान तो होते हैं ना. इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट बट हाईली, बिजनेसमैन हाईली, डॉक्टर्स ऑर्डिनरी सामान्य डॉक्टर है बट हाई प्रोफाइल डॉक्टर. एक विजिट 2 करोड़ लेता है बस. We have no. So to the highly siddhi done. In spirituality also. Those who are 8 hours, they can meditate. हमको meditation शुरू ही नहीं हुआ हमको. Some people know by heart all Upanishads. हमको एक श्लोक भी नहीं आता. Higher achieved people are. Some give lecture wherein lakhs get inspired. Others, 2-4 लोग सुने या ना सुने. Balavat Siddha. What happening? Sanghatta, when they are walking, Gama Gama, their footsteps were giving such a terrible sound also and disturbance also, that the clouds are getting broken. And the other clouds, out of fear, they are running to hide near the Himalayan mountains. At that time, these clouds are appearing like the clothes, कपड़ों की तरह, for those mountains. That is a beauty. बलवत् सिद्ध संघ घट्ट गम आगम विघट्टित घनई स अंशुक. अंशुक मीन्स क्लोथ्स. पार्श्वस्थ हिमवत मेरु मंदर. हिमालयास मेरु पर्वतास मंदर पर्वत सूक्ष्म में. These clouds are going and appearing like the clothing to them. Amshuk ki tarah. Afraid of getting broken because of the movement of all these Balavan Siddha Sangha. Not one or two, groups, groups. Jundu, jundu. है ना, when 10 cars of high speed come when you're on the road, आप हट जाते हो ना उस तरह. और हाथियों का झुंड, 100 हाथी आ रहे मानो, आप वहां रुकेगी थोड़ी. Like this examples. Next, काकोलूकैर्गृध्रभासैः आशीभूतैः चलैर्वृतं नृत्यद्भिर्डाकिनी सङ्घैः तरङ्गैरिव वारिधिम्. So in another place, Kaka, crows, Uluka, the Ullu. I said what is written there. Grudra, the vultures and eagles. Bhasaihi, Ashibhutaihi, Chalairvrutam. Rashi Bhutan, Rashi. Groups and groups of the crows and the owls and the vultures, and they are all moving there. वो भी एक योनि है सूक्ष्म, उनके संस्कार वैसे हैं. So they are looking like that for them. Then in another place, नृत्यत भीर, धूम धड़ाके से डांस कर रहे. कौन? ढाकिनी संगई ही तरंगई रिव वारिधिम. Like the waves in the waters, the Dakini Sangha, a group of people, they are dancing there. Shakini, Dakini, these are all different yonis. Like Manushya, Pashu, Pakshi, Vanaspati. These are all the Shariras for the Jivas. So too the Shakini, Dakini. Yaksha, Kinnara, Kimpurusha, Siddha Charana, Gandharvon की तरह वो भी है. So they are all moving. देखो, like अर्जुन को भगवान ने विश्वरूप दिखाया. In that, see, all are seen. Words may be different. But then what Arjuna says and describes, if you read them, you can feel Vishwarupa. This they are saying in a Sukshma Rupa. So the different birds that one side, Dhagini other side, the Balavan Siddha this side, the Balahina Siddha there, the Vimanas going, the Devi Stris are singing, dancing, and someplace the Dhuma everywhere. Okay. Some places Surya Kanti, then Ashwamukha Agni, the Vimanas are getting burnt. How many things are described? We should be able to remember all of them in one go and see the scene. Next, Pravruttair Yogini Sangaihi Swakakoshrakharananaihi Nirartham Yojana Shatam Gatva Gachadbhiravrutam. So Yogini Sangha. Yogi, Yogini, not that way. This yogi, yogini is the female yogini. Here the yogini sangha means some other jivas with different sukshma shaktis, but not very positive or healthy. They shwa, dogs, kaka, crows, ushtra, camels, khara, donkey faced. They're all ananaihi. These yogini sanghas, in those faces they are nirartham yojana shatangatva. फॉर 100 योजनास ऐसे घूमने जा रहे हैं, वो देख रहे हैं, कोई बिना पर्पस के. गच्छत भी ही आवृतम. दे आर मूविंग जस्ट लाइक दैट. आवारा गर्दी कर रहे हैं. फॉर नो पर्पस दे आर मूविंग देयर. 100 योजनास अगेन टू कम बैक फ्रॉम देयर दे वेंट. लाइक सो मेनी पीपल nowadays आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट पत्नी को कहते मैं ऐसे घूमने जा रहा हूँ. योगिनी शाकिनी he will go for 5 kilometers to avoid the work at home and comes back when the work is over. है ना? Or he tells, when Swami asks, why didn't you come to the class? Oh, मैं उस समय walking के लिए गया था. You know, that Swami अगर अकल है दोबारा उनको बोलेगा नहीं. To a person who prefers is walking the same time when the satsang is there. अब क्या करें, लोग चलते हैं या योगिनी लोग. नेक्स्ट, लोकपाल पुरोध्वांत धूम धूम्रे भ्रमंदिरे सिद्ध गंधर्व मिथुन प्रारब्ध सुरतोत्सव. सी, लोकपाल पुरोध्वांत. लोकपाल पुर, इंद्र, वरुण, कुबेर, यम, they are called lokapala and their assistants. Pura, from their towns, Dhvanta, Dhuma, Dhumre, Abra Mandire. You know, the full of the smoke coming, that has become a cloud. It is like Mandira now. Concealing, hiding. What is happening there? Siddha Gandharva Mithuna. The Siddhas and Gandharvas, you know, who had that sankalpa for their Kamana Adi Krida Vikara, Prarabdha Surata Utsavam. They are enjoying there, right? It's like a park where the couples go there and they enjoy whatever that type of thing. Siddha Gandharva Mithuna Prarabdha Suratotsavam. In that Abra Mandira, Mega Mandira, made out of the smoke coming from the Lokapala Purodvanta. So in that shadow shade धूम धूम की तरह वो लोग वहां जाकर अपना जो भी सल्लाह विलास दे आर डूइंग. Then Swargagitastavoन्मत्त मदनाक्रान्तमार्गगम् अनारत वहद्धिष्ण्य चक्रलक्षितपक्षगम्. So, very interesting. Swargagitastava Unmatta Madana Akranta Margam. Many people listening to the music coming from the Swarga, getting enchanted by that various music. They are walking, with intoxication. वो साउंड म्यूजिक को सुनकर ही वो डोलते हुए. लाइक व्हेन यू आल्सो लिसन अ गुड सॉन्ग. पहले जमाने में ऐसे होते थे रसिक और रसज्ञ. दे यूज्ड टू एंटर डीप इनटू द एंजॉयमेंट ऑफ दोज आर्ट्स. घर बुलाकर ही किसी को भजन कीर्तन कहने को करने को. व्हेन दे आर सिंगिंग भजन दीज पीपल आर इन द ट्रांस एक्सपीरियंस. दिस इज अ पॉजिटिव एग्जांपल. देयर इट इज from the Swarga, the beautiful music, having heard it, uh, Unmatta Madana Akranta Margama. People en route by listening, becoming, what do you call them? Yes, Kalmo Unmattaha, they getting intoxicated is the right word. Okay. Then Anarata Vahat Dhishnya Chakra Lakshita Pakshakam means what? Because of the movement of all the stars, etc. Ha, the Shukla Pakshas, Krishna Pakshas, they are very vividly seen. Now, like there are some places on the earth too. When you go there, you can see so many subtle things. Now, my mind doesn't work in that. Science में जो हम देखते हो, I am zero blind in that, zero. इसमें भी blind है. Different visions when you go to the poles, है ना, the South Pole, North Pole, whatever. The drishti of the Akasha will be different, the Kala will be different. Slowly in that space, because the movement of the earth, poles also have changed last how many? 2000 years may or say 2 lakhs years may. In North Pole became south, south became north. That's what they say. How it is all, that's what I'm saying. I can't understand. कुछ चीजें. So they are seeing the Krishna Shukladi Pakshas. Timings changing with the movement of these stellar things. Right? Next one. वातस्कंध निखातांतर वह त्रिपथगा जलम आश्चर्यालोक नव्यग्र संचर त्रिदशार्भकम. So वातस्कंद निखात. The Vayu is flowing within the flow of the Vayu. Antar vahat tripathaga jalam. The Akasha Ganga flow. Ascharya alokana vyagra sancharat tridasha arbhakam. So one is the Akasha Ganga moving, another one is seeing all the wonders. The Tridasha Arbhakam, the Devata Santati, the children there. Children भी होंगे वहाँ. त्रिदश संतति यहाँ लिखा है. त्रिदश अर्भकम आश्चर्य आलोकन व्यग्र. Like the children, when you take them to an exhibition, they will see everything with such a wonderment. हम भी जब बच्चे थे ना, देखा होगा कोई ऐसी चीज आश्चर्य. So they are seeing the children of those devatas moving with all wonderment, seeing at all these scenes that are there. That is next one. Next one. Sadeha sancharat vajra chakra shulasi shaktimat kvachin nirbhitti bhavanam gayan narada tumburu. So sadeha sanchara dvija chakra shula asi shaktimat. So the devatas with chakra shula asi. Those who have that sarupyadi anugraha, having the weapons of chakra, shula, Chakra is disc, Shula, Asi the sword. Having that, they are moving the Devatas. Then Kvachit Nirbhiti Bhavanam. The buildings without bhitti means the walls. ऊपर का वो top होगा, pillars होंगे, base होगा, without the walls. We all familiar with that. Nirbhitti Bhavanam, Gayan Narada Tumburu. And Narada Tumburu are singing the songs there. All this they are singing. Then Megha Marga Maha Megha Maharambha Kulam Kvachito. So Chitranyasta Samakara Mukha Kalpanta Varidam. So Megha Marga Maha Megha Maharambha Kvachit. In some place, some megas moving, takrav with each other like the Pradaya Kala Megha. In another place, Chitranyasta Samakara Mukha Kalpa Antavaridam. In another place, the clouds are stand still like a painting only, without movement or any sound. The other one, terrible movement, dashing each other, making heavy sounds. So up to this we saw 30 mantras. Good run rate we have seen today, more than 18 mantras. I'm happy with it. In this way, 35 more are there in 2 more days. So कल आज परसों कल 4 दिन में हो जाएगा. तो कल भी हम 15 श्लोक देखते हैं. So just feel once more at your leisure time about the presence of these lokas in the Sukshma Jagat. चित्ताकाश में. Bhutakasha, you see what you are seeing. The Hubbles and James are discovering things that are then Bhutakasha. They are watching the Chitta Akasha with the Chitta Sharira, that Adivahika and Prajna Sharira. We are familiar with them. We are not familiar with the Sukshma Loka. But the fact is, from the Sukshma only the Stula gets grassified and appears. Out of these two, Sukshma are more real than the Stula. But for us, we see Stula, we think they are real. That's what all the intellectual delusions which we have to correct. For that purpose only we are coming into our spiritual classes. Spiritual classes correct our misconceptions. Right from Dehosmi se lekar, Jagat Satyamasti se lekar, everywhere we have misconceptions. They are all corrected. The non-correct conceptions are called delusions and ignorances, which bind us. The wisdom, knowledge is the right understanding. When you have it, we are free from all bondage. देखते हैं. Thank you. Om. बोल श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, वशिष्ठ भगवान की जय, पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदम. बोल श्री सरस्वती माता की जय, लीला माता की जय. Because of Leela asking, mother is taking her, and we also got an idea of how the Sukshma Lokas, into which, depending on our Punya and Papa, we travel. In the shown all the list of things. We can be higher siddhas, then that place will be the lower siddhas. हम वहाँ रहेंगे. काका उलू कलवाला हमारे जिंदगी है तो वहाँ रहेंगे. शाकिनी ढाकिनी है तो we'll go there. योगिनी है तो we go there. If we are qualified to be in the गंधर्व लोक वहाँ हम जाएंगे. लोकपाल लोक वहाँ जाएंगे. स्वर्ग जाना है तो वहाँ. Not, isn't it? Like, it's not at all difficult to understand. Like today in our country, let us say there are 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 5 lakhs of or 10 lakhs of schools, colleges. In that, some 20, 30 crores of students are there studying. After the 20, 10, 15 years, don't you find each of them in different places, depending on their studies, all of that. So all of them you take as one jiva. Possibilities are so many. A jiva has so many possibilities to travel. Here, each jiva goes to one place only. That is what we see. But the thought is, you and I too, depending on our karmas done knowingly or unknowingly, to these places we are sent. Thank God this text is giving us more clarity. Then decide. सत्कर्म पुण्य कर्म करके उत्तम लोक जाना है, दुष्कर्म पाप कर्म के करके अधम लोक जाना है, साधना करके मुक्ति पाना है. Your choice. And we in our classes dealing with only tattva jnana, We talk about Tattva Sadhana and Moksha only. We don't even talk Uttama Karma, Punya Karma for Uttama Loka because Kshine Punyam Arti Lokam Vishanti. एक ही जगह हमको जाना है ब्रह्मानुभूति ब्रह्म प्राप्ति. जगह मीन्स इट इज इन आवर सेल्स. नो अदर थिंग्स. दिए तो भी मना कर देना. थैंक यू. ओम शांति. Even one sankalpa that in any of the lokas I want to go, enough. Saraswati will come and take you like she is taking Leela. खामा कहाँ पूछा उसने. उससे हमको सीखना है. अदर दिन ब्रह्मानुभूति नहीं चाहिए. पास्ट में तुमने पूछा अगर भगवान कहते सर ऑल दोज रिक्वेस्ट ऑर्डर्स कैंसल्ड. Any compensation you take, isn't it? I to do that, Baba. All past sankalpas cancel. Now only one sankalpa. Paramatma Prapti, that's it. Thank you. We will see our Vakya Vritti for some time. Om Purnamada. Mostly Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai.